All right, we have some DL announcements here. Before we hop into our story, the Blue Jays have placed pitcher J.P. Howell on the 10-day DL, which again we've been around for a while. This. There is a 10-day DL now. It's the first year that they've had it.
Wait, but you tell me
they used to do 15. And now they still offer it, as far as I'm concerned.
But they just went back to
the 10-day, 15, and then you have
first year
60.
that this has been a thing.
Yeah, first day that this has been a thing. So he's on the 10-day DL, and they have recalled pitcher Dominic to take his roster spot. The Brewers, their opening day starting pitcher Junior Guerra, which crazy that this dude was an opening day pitcher.
Milwaukee Brewers.
Right.
That's all I can say. They don't have Yoenis, although I don't know more. So
they got nothing. He could miss as many as 6 weeks due to a right calf strain. The Cardinals, and this one is, talk about bad luck. Stephen Piscotty, who is their right fielder, was hit 3 times by a baseball in an inning before he could reach home. He was hit on the right elbow by Jake Arrieta on a pitch from Arrieta. Then on the way to second base, after a wild pitch, the ball hit him in the left elbow. While teammate Colton Wong hit a double later in the inning, Piscotty reached home, but not before catcher Wilson Contreras missed the throw home and nailed Piscotty square in the ear flap on his helmet.
Which is his head.
Right. Put on the 7-day concussion DL, so he will be out for the week and then come back after he's fulfilled that concussion protocol.
Right elbow, left elbow, headshot.
Yeah, he had a rough 5 minutes on the base paths, that's for sure.
I'd say. Holy smokes.
The Dodgers placed Rich Hill on a 10-day DL due to a blister in his pitching hand. Hill was placed on the DL retroactive to Thursday, the day after his first start of the year. Hill allowed 1 run in a Dodgers win on Wednesday. The Dodgers have recalled pitcher Josh Fields to take Hill's spot, and this actually is a weird little regular occurrence for Hill. He actually missed a month last year due to blister problems, and people always knock baseball. These guys are getting out for a blister. He's taking a month off for a blister.
You try throwing a ball with a blister.
Yeah, no. You get your hardcore hockey fans that are like, "Oh, I throw you into the. I'm going to check you into the wall, and you'll be on the DL for a year." But you can't throw this little ball at 98 miles an hour and have precise precision with a bump on the middle of your
Has anyone even, for those guys that say that, have they tried shoveling dirt with a blister? Like, have they put on boots before? Because let me tell you something, blisters suck.
Yeah.
They
do.
Just, and I've had a bunch of them from my landscaping days. I know our buddy Andy, he had a couple. I know he's had a couple. Well, and it's not fun digging a hole with an opened flesh wound on your hand.
I mean, Noah Syndergaard.
Not to overplay.
From the Mets left the game last week on Monday on opening day. He left after 6 innings because a blister that he had popped in the 5th inning. So it's a painful little thing. And if you're throwing the ball hard, you're throwing the ball with pinpoint precision. Obviously, you can't have anything get in the way. Even a loose nail could mess that up. The Marlins placed shortstop Adeiny Hechavarria on the 10-day DL with a strained oblique. They have called up infielder J.T. Riddle to take his spot on the roster. The Mets are dealing with some pitcher injuries. I know we reported on Steven Matz a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Seth Lugo did not make the team out of spring training just because of this injury. But their right-handed pitcher, Seth Lugo, received a shot in his right elbow after finding out that he has a partially torn UCL. As far as I'm concerned, it's a smaller tear. He will not throw for about 2 weeks, and then they will revisit whether or not he needs Tommy John surgery. Lugo not to the extent of some of these other stars in the league, but
still heard
Tommy John is
popular.
Yeah, it's
unfashionably popular.
How do you get rid of this? And I don't think you do. I think maybe kids need to just start getting Tommy John surgery at the age of 18. And
no, kids you need to stop throwing baseball all year long.
Well,
that's exactly what. And when I read an article on, and I think I said this at a couple shows ago.
Yeah, we had talked about this prior.
Teenagers who play in places that have a seasonal winter find that they have healthier elbows because they don't throw all year. So people in Florida, California, Texas, which are 3 huge sports states, especially for baseball, they find that those kids have elbow problems later on in their careers especially when they go to college, than kids who coming from Colorado, Pennsylvania, New York State, etc. So you just got to throw less.
Yeah. And then we have two last injuries here before we have you hop into the signings. The Orioles placed outfielder Joey Rickard on the 10-day DL. Wade Miley was removed from the DL, so it was an easy transaction there, and he took the roster spot on the 25-man roster. And then the Yankees had to place their stud catcher Gary Sanchez, bright young star, placed him on the 10-day DL with a strained right bicep that he strained while he was swinging, I believe, in a game earlier this weekend. First baseman Greg Bird is also dealing with a foot injury and is currently listed as day-to-day. He could also see some DL time. So those are two young pieces with the Yankees that.
Hey, Greg Bird's one of the youngest first basemen to start in Yankee history, I think, for over 20 years.
These two kids are instrumental to the Yankees' success this year because they're not the star-studded Yankees that we've grown accustomed to seeing.
Well,
over the
last week I reported
decade,
that they're now third in the payroll.
Yeah.
It's the Dodgers, and now it's not the Red Sox yet. It's the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah.
$199 million for the Detroit Tigers. I haven't seen them. I didn't even know that they were a high spending team because they're not that good. And I think what we're seeing with this new era of Yankee baseball now that the big man has passed away, George Steinbrenner, I think we're starting to see a more farm-handed team now.
They finally got with the times. I mean, MLB isn't
signing
one in
free
and
agency.
bringing the big names in anymore. It's growing these guys up, paying them $250,000, $500,000 for the first 7 years of their contract or their rookie, on their rookie contract, and building from inside, then letting them go when free agency hits and let them sign that crazy 7-year deal.